Hello everyone. Welcome to Fluent English. We're so happy you're here with us today. If you've ever known the words in English but suddenly forgotten everything the moment someone started talking to you, don't worry, you are definitely not alone. That happens to almost every English learner. Today we're going to fix that with 25 everyday English phrases that native speakers actually use in real life.
Hey everyone, it's great to have you here. I've had so many students tell me, I understand English, but when it's my turn to speak, my mind goes completely blank. Sound familiar? If that's happened to you, today's lesson is exactly what you need.
I remember when I started learning another language. I could answer grammar questions perfectly, but when someone asked me a simple question at a cafe, I completely froze. I smiled, nodded, and hoped for the best. So trust me, I understand exactly how that feels.
And that's why we're not teaching fancy vocabulary today. Instead, we're focusing on practical sentences that work in everyday conversations. Whether you're chatting with friends, traveling, shopping, working, or meeting someone for the first time, these phrases will help you sound much more confident.
By the end of this episode, you'll know 25 natural English phrases, understand when to use them, and most importantly, you'll feel more comfortable speaking without stopping to translate every word in your head.
Before we jump in, we'd love to hear from you. What's the hardest part about speaking English? Is it remembering words, pronunciation, grammar, or confidence? Let us know in the comments because your answer might help another learner too.
And if you're enjoying learning English with us, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Fluent English, and turn on notifications. We post practical lessons that help you sound more natural every single week.
Awesome! Grab a notebook if you'd like, get ready to repeat these phrases out loud, and let's get started.
Let's begin with the first group of phrases. These are simple, flexible expressions that fit into almost any conversation. Think of them as your English survival kit. The basic formula we'll use today is often subject plus verb plus object. For example, I need help. Subject, I verb need. Object help, simple, clear, and natural.
Let's look at our first 5 phrases. Phrase number 1, I'm not sure. Instead of staying silent, you can simply say, I'm not sure. For example, I'm not sure where the station is. I'm not sure what time the movie starts. Phrase number 2, that makes sense. Someone explains something and you understand. Just say, that makes sense. Phrase number 3, no worries. This is one of the most common friendly expressions in English. If someone apologizes, you can reply, no worries. Phrase number 4, it depends. This is perfect when there's no simple yes or no answer. And phrase number 5, sounds good. If someone says, let's meet at 6, you can simply answer, sounds good.
I use these expressions every single day. Imagine your friend asks, want pizza tonight? You could say, sounds good. Or maybe your coworker explains a new project. Instead of saying only okay, try saying, that makes sense. It feels warmer and more natural.
Here's a quick question for everyone listening. Can you make your own sentence using I'm not sure? Pause for a second and say it out loud. Maybe something like, I'm not sure how to pronounce this word.
Great, now let's learn 5 more. Number 6, I'll give it a try. This means you're willing to try something, even if you're nervous. Number 7, I totally agree. Use this when you strongly agree with someone. Number 8, I don't think so. This is a polite way to disagree. Number 9, let me check. You'll hear this everywhere in stores, offices, restaurants, and even at home. Number 10, I'm on my way. If someone asks where you are, this is the perfect answer.
Let's practice. Someone texts you, are you coming? Instead of writing a long message, you can simply say, I'm on my way. Someone asks, can you answer this question? You can say, let me check. Simple, natural, easy.
Now let's talk about negative forms. Many learners think every sentence has to be long, but short negatives sound much more natural. Instead of saying, I believe this is not correct, most native speakers simply say, I don't think so. Instead of saying, I am unable to determine, they'll often say, I'm not sure. Short doesn't mean bad. In everyday English, short usually sounds better.
Here's another challenge for you. Can you answer these questions? Someone asks, do you know the answer? You could reply, I'm not sure. Someone says, let's grab coffee after work. You could answer, sounds good. Someone apologizes for being late. Your answer, no worries.
Excellent. One more tip before we move on. Don't memorize these phrases like vocabulary lists. Instead, imagine real situations. Picture yourself ordering coffee, talking to a friend, asking for directions, or sending a text. That's how your brain remembers language much faster. Also, tell us in the comments, which phrase do you think you'll start using today? We'd love to read your examples, and don't be shy, even simple sentences are great practice.
Let's quickly review our first 10 phrases. I'm not sure. That makes sense. No worries. It depends. Sounds good. I'll give it a try. I totally agree. I don't think so. Let me check. I'm on my way. These are short, natural, and incredibly useful. Once these become automatic, you'll notice that conversations start feeling much easier instead of stressful.
Let's keep building your English toolkit. So far, you've learned 10 phrases that can help you respond quickly and confidently. Now we're going to look at another group of expressions that help conversations flow naturally. These are the kinds of phrases you'll hear in coffee shops, offices, classrooms, airports, and even while chatting with neighbors. The great thing is that they're simple, but they make your English sound much more natural.
Exactly. These aren't difficult expressions, but native speakers use them all the time. Once they become part of your everyday English, you'll spend less time translating in your head and more time actually communicating. Let's start with phrase number 11.
Phrase number 11 is go for it. You use this when you want to encourage someone to do something. For example, should I apply for the job? Go for it. Or maybe your friend says, I'm thinking about learning English every morning. You can smile and say, go for it.
Number 12 is I'm just kidding. Sometimes people make jokes and they don't want anyone to take them seriously. For example, I ate your sandwich. Then a second later, I'm just kidding. It's a simple phrase, but you'll hear it everywhere.
Number 13 is that's a good point. Imagine you're discussing a movie, a project, or even where to eat dinner. Someone shares an idea you hadn't considered. Instead of saying only yes, you can say, that's a good point. It shows you're really listening.
Number 14 is I hadn't thought about that. This is another great way to respond when someone gives you a new perspective. For example, you should travel during the winter because it's cheaper. I hadn't thought about that. It's polite, friendly, and sounds very natural.
Number 15 is you're right. Simple but powerful. Sometimes learners try to use complicated sentences when they don't need to. If someone corrects you or gives helpful advice, saying you're right is perfect.
Let's put these phrases into a real conversation. I'll start. I'm thinking about joining an English-speaking club.
Go for it. I think you'll improve much faster.
Maybe you're right.
That's a good point. Practicing with real people makes a huge difference.
I hadn't thought about that before. See how natural that sounds.
Now it's your turn. Imagine your friend says, I'm nervous about speaking English at work. What would you say? Maybe, go for it, or you'll do great. Say your answer out loud. Speaking is how confidence grows.
Here's another situation. Someone says, I think practicing 10 minutes every day is better than studying 3 hours once a week. How would you respond? You could say, that's a good point. Or, you're right. Try both aloud.
Let's continue with phrase number 16. I can't believe it. People use this when they're surprised. I passed my exam. I can't believe it. Or the concert tickets sold out in 2 minutes. I can't believe it. Notice that this expression can show excitement, happiness, or even shock.
Number 17 is what do you mean? This is incredibly useful because conversations don't always go perfectly. If someone says something confusing, don't pretend you understand. Simply ask, what do you mean? That's much better than staying silent.
Absolutely. Remember, asking questions isn't a weakness. It's actually one of the fastest ways to improve your English. Every time you ask for clarification, you're learning.
Number 18 is could you say that again? This is one of the most useful polite questions you can learn. Maybe someone speaks too quickly. Instead of saying, I don't understand, try saying, could you say that again? People are usually happy to repeat themselves.
Here's a quick tip. Notice the difference between casual and polite English. Casual, what? Polite, could you say that again? Both ask for repetition, but the second one sounds much friendlier.
Another example, casual, what do you mean? More polite, what do you mean by that? Both are correct. Choose the one that fits the situation.
Let's learn phrase number 19. That sounds interesting. Suppose someone tells you they're learning photography. You might not know much about cameras, but you can respond, that sounds interesting. Or maybe someone says they're traveling to Japan. That sounds interesting. It's an easy way to keep conversations moving.
And phrase number 20 is one you'll hear every single day. We'll see. This means you're not making a final decision yet. For example, are you coming to the party this weekend? We'll see. Or, will it rain tomorrow? We'll see. It's short, natural, and very common.
Let's bring everything together with another conversation. I've been thinking about starting my own business.
That sounds interesting.
Really?
Absolutely, go for it.
I'm not sure if I'm ready.
That's a good point, but you'll never know unless you try.
You know what? You're right.
That's exactly how these phrases work in real conversations. Short, natural responses make speaking feel much easier.
Before we finish this section, here are 3 quick tips. First, don't wait until your English is perfect before speaking. Second, practice these phrases in complete sentences instead of memorizing them by themselves. Third, repeat them out loud every day. Your ears, your mouth, and your brain all learn together. We'd love another challenge for you. Pick 3 phrases from today's lesson and write them in your own sentences in the comments. Reading other learners' examples is a fantastic way to discover new ideas and build your confidence.
Let's do one final review. Today's new phrases were, go for it. I'm just kidding. That's a good point. I hadn't thought about that. You're right. I can't believe it. What do you mean? Could you say that again? That sounds interesting. We'll see. These expressions help you react naturally, keep conversations flowing, and sound much more like an everyday English speaker. In the next section, we'll learn 5 more powerful phrases, practice real-life situations, compare polite and casual English, and help you sound even more confident in conversations.
We've already covered 20 everyday phrases, and hopefully you're starting to notice something. None of these expressions are difficult. The real secret isn't using big vocabulary, it's knowing the right phrase at the right moment. In this section, we'll learn our final 5 phrases and practice using them in situations you'll probably experience every week.
That's exactly right. Native speakers don't always use long, complicated sentences. They often keep things short, friendly, and natural. These last 5 expressions will help you respond quickly without feeling stuck.
Let's begin with phrase number 21. It's up to you. This phrase means the other person can decide. For example, where should we eat tonight? It's up to you. Or maybe someone asks, should we watch a movie or play a game? You can simply answer, it's up to you. It's polite, relaxed, and very common.
Phrase number 22 is, I'm looking forward to it. This means you're excited about something in the future. For example, I'm looking forward to our vacation. Or, I'm looking forward to meeting your family. Notice that after look forward to, we usually use a noun or a verb ending in ing. For example, I'm looking forward to seeing you, not I'm looking forward to see you.
That's an important grammar tip. Even though we're focusing on conversation, small grammar details help your English sound much smoother. Now let's move to phrase number 23. Take your time. This is something you say to make another person feel comfortable. Imagine your friend can't decide what to order at a restaurant. You can say, take your time. Or maybe someone is trying to explain something in English but they're nervous. You can smile and say, take your time. It's encouraging and kind.
Phrase number 24 is one I use almost every day. That works for me. Suppose someone says, can we meet at 3? You reply, that works for me. Or maybe your coworker asks, would Friday be okay? That works for me. It's another great alternative to saying, okay.
And finally, phrase number 25. I appreciate it. This is a wonderful way to thank someone. Imagine someone helps you carry your bags. Instead of only saying thanks, you could say, I really appreciate it. Or, I appreciate your help. It sounds sincere and thoughtful.
Let's put these 5 expressions into a realistic conversation. I'll start. Would tomorrow afternoon be a good time to study together?
That works for me.
Great, I'm looking forward to it.
Me too.
Which cafe should we choose?
It's up to you.
Thanks, I appreciate it. See, that's almost an entire conversation using simple English.
Now let's imagine another everyday situation. You're shopping for a new phone. The salesperson asks, would you like to think about it first? You could answer, yes, I'd like a little more time. The salesperson replies, no problem. Take your time. That's exactly how you'll hear this phrase in real life.
Here's another one. Imagine you're planning a weekend trip with friends. One friend asks, should we leave on Friday evening or Saturday morning? Instead of worrying about the perfect answer, you could simply say, it's up to you. Natural. Friendly, easy.
Let's do a quick mini practice together. I'll describe a situation and you choose the best phrase. Situation number 1. Your teacher says, we'll have our speaking test next week. Which phrase could you use? Maybe I'm looking forward to it. Now say it out loud.
Situation number 2. Someone offers to help you carry a heavy box. What could you say? I appreciate it. Try saying the whole sentence. I really appreciate it. Excellent.
Situation number 3. Your friend asks, can we meet at 7 instead of 6? A natural reply is, that works for me. Notice how relaxed and friendly that sounds.
Here's one more. You're waiting for someone who's trying to explain something in English. Instead of rushing them, you smile and say, take your time. Simple kindness makes conversations much more comfortable.
Let's also talk about sounding polite. Sometimes learners focus only on grammar, but tone is just as important. Compare these two responses. Tell me again. And could you say that again, please? Both are understandable. But the second one sounds much warmer and more respectful. The same idea applies to today's phrases. Instead of only saying, okay, try, that works for me. Instead of only saying, thanks, try, I really appreciate it. Small changes can make a big difference.
Your voice also matters. If you say, I appreciate it. With a flat voice, it may sound less genuine. But if you smile while speaking, your voice naturally becomes warmer. That's something many native speakers do without even thinking about it.
Here's another speaking challenge. Choose your favorite 5 phrases from today's lesson and pretend you're talking to a friend. You don't need a partner. Just imagine the conversation and say every sentence out loud. The more you practice speaking, the more automatic these phrases become.
We'd love to hear from you again. Write one short conversation in the comments using at least 3 of today's phrases. Don't worry about making everything perfect. The goal is to communicate. You'll be surprised how much progress you make with regular practice.
One final tip before we move on. Don't try to memorize all 25 expressions in one day. Instead, choose 3 or 4 phrases each week. Use them in text messages. Use them while talking to yourself. Use them during English lessons. Little by little, they'll become part of your everyday speech.
Let's finish this section with a quick review. Today's final 5 phrases were, it's up to you. I'm looking forward to it. Take your time. That works for me. I appreciate it. Together with the 20 phrases you've already learned, you now have a powerful set of everyday expressions that can help you sound more confident, more natural, and much more comfortable in real conversations. Up next, we'll look at some of the most common mistakes learners make with these phrases, learn how to fix them, and practice using them like native speakers.
We've learned all 25 phrases, and they can make a huge difference in your everyday English. But before you start using them everywhere, let's talk about a few common mistakes. Don't worry if you've made some of these before. We've made language mistakes too. Every learner does. The important thing is noticing them and making small improvements over time.
Absolutely, mistakes aren't a sign that you're failing. They're actually proof that you're trying. Every fluent English speaker was once a beginner, and every conversation teaches you something new. Let's look at some of the mistakes we hear most often.
Mistake number 1, translating directly from your native language. Sometimes learners create sentences that sound correct in their own language but not in English. For example, someone might say, I have one doubt. Native speakers usually say, I have a question, or I'm not sure about something. The grammar isn't the biggest problem here. It's the natural word choice.
Here's another example. Incorrect. I am waiting since 2 hours. Correct. I've been waiting for 2 hours. Notice the difference. English often uses different grammar patterns than other languages. Instead of translating word for word, try learning complete phrases.
That's why today's expressions are so useful. When you learn I'm not sure, that works for me, or I appreciate it, you're learning ready to use English instead of building every sentence from scratch.
Let's practice which sounds more natural. Option A, I have one doubt. Option B, I have a question. The better answer is option B, try saying it aloud. I have a question. Excellent.
Mistake number 2, using expressions in the wrong situation. Sometimes learners hear a phrase online and use it everywhere. Take the phrase, no worries. It's perfect with friends, classmates, or coworkers. For example, sorry I'm late. No worries. But imagine you're speaking to your manager during an important meeting. A more professional response could be, that's okay, or no problem at all. Knowing when to use casual English and when to sound more formal is just as important as knowing the words themselves.
Here's another comparison. Casual, go for it. Professional, I think you should do it. Or I'd encourage you to give it a try. Neither one is wrong, they simply fit different situations.
Think about who you're talking to. A close friend, a teacher, a customer, your boss. Adjusting your language makes your communication much stronger.
Mistake number 3, speaking too quickly. Many learners think fast English sounds fluent. Actually, clear English sounds fluent. Listen to these two versions. I'm not saruhediaumian. Now compare that with I'm not sure. What you mean? Which one is easier to understand? Definitely the second one. Slow down just a little. Give each phrase room to breathe.
Here's a simple trick. Instead of trying to speak faster, focus on speaking clearly. Native speakers don't rush every sentence. They naturally pause between ideas. For example, I appreciate your help. Small pause. It really means a lot. Those tiny pauses make your English easier to understand.
Mistake number 4, memorizing without using the phrases. This happens all the time. Someone studies 50 expressions on Monday. By Friday, they've forgotten almost all of them. Why? Because they never used them. Learning happens when you actually speak.
Here's something I like to do. Every Monday, I choose 3 new phrases. Then I try to use each one several times during the week. Maybe in a conversation. Maybe while writing. Maybe even talking to myself while making coffee. It sounds funny, but it works.
Let's give you a challenge. Choose any 3 phrases from today's lesson. Maybe, sounds good, take your time, I appreciate it. Now create one sentence for each phrase. Say every sentence aloud. That's much more effective than reading them silently.
Here's a funny mistake I've actually heard. Someone wanted to thank a waiter and confidently said, I appreciate yourself. The waiter smiled politely, but the correct sentence is, I appreciate your help. Or simply, I appreciate it. One tiny word can completely change the sentence.
I've heard another one. A learner wanted to say, I'm on my way. Instead they said, I'm in my way. That accidentally means you're blocking yourself. English can be funny sometimes, and that's okay. Laugh, learn, and keep going.
That's the attitude every learner needs. Don't let small mistakes stop you from speaking. Most native speakers won't expect perfect grammar. They'll appreciate your effort and usually help you if something isn't clear.
Before we finish this section, here's one final practice activity. I'll read an incorrect sentence. You say the correct version. Ready? Incorrect. I am looking forward to see you. Correct. I'm looking forward to seeing you. Next one. Incorrect. I have one doubt. Correct. I have a question. One more. Incorrect. I'm in my way. Correct. I'm on my way. Great job.
We'd love another comment from you. Tell us which mistake you've made before or which one surprised you the most today. Remember, every mistake is a chance to improve, and your experience might encourage another learner who's feeling nervous.
Exactly. Don't aim for perfect English. Aim for real communication. The more you speak, the more natural these 25 phrases will become. In the next section, we'll put everything together with a fun, choose the correct sentence challenge, so you can test yourself and build even more confidence before using these expressions in real conversations.
Now it's time to see how much you've learned. This is one of my favorite parts because you'll get to practice instead of just listening. I'll give you a situation with 2 possible answers. Take a second to think, then say your choice out loud before we reveal the answer. Don't worry if you don't get every one right. The goal is to build confidence, not perfection.
Exactly. Speaking out loud is one of the fastest ways to improve. Even if you're listening alone, answer each question as if you're talking to a real person. Ready? Let's go.
Situation number 1. Your friend says, sorry I'm a little late. Which response sounds more natural? Option A, no worries. Option B, I have one doubt. Take a moment.
The correct answer is option A, no worries. It's friendly, natural, and exactly what many native speakers would say. Option B doesn't fit the situation at all because nobody is asking a question.
Situation number 2. Your coworker says, can we move the meeting to 3 o'clock this afternoon? Which answer sounds better? Option A, that works for me. Option B, I'm looking forward to seeing. Think about it.
The correct answer is option A, that works for me, means the new time is fine with you. Option B is incomplete because it doesn't tell us who you're looking forward to seeing. You could say, I'm looking forward to seeing everyone, but by itself it isn't a complete response.
Situation number 3. Someone explains a difficult grammar rule and now you finally understand it. Which phrase fits best? Option A, that makes sense. Option B, we'll see, your answer.
It's option A when something becomes clear, you say, that makes sense. We'll see is used when you're unsure about something that will happen later.
Situation number 4. Your friend says, I'm thinking about applying for my dream job. Which reply sounds the most encouraging? Option A, go for it. Option B, I'm on my way. Take your pick.
The answer is option A, go for it. Encourages someone to take action. I'm on my way only means you're traveling somewhere, very different meanings.
Situation number 5. Someone helps you carry your heavy suitcase at the airport. What should you say? Option A, I appreciate it. Option B, it depends. What's your choice?
It's definitely option A, I appreciate it, shows sincere gratitude. It depends doesn't make sense because nobody asked you to make a decision.
Fantastic job. Whether you answered every question correctly or not, you're training your brain to recognize natural English. That's exactly what fluent speakers do. They connect situations with useful expressions.
Let's make it a little more challenging. This time there isn't just one correct answer. We'll look at different ways to respond depending on the situation and the level of formality.
Imagine your teacher asks, can everyone finish the homework by Friday? A natural answer could be, that works for me. Or, if you want to sound a little more formal, yes, that should be fine. Both responses are correct. The situation decides which one sounds best.
Here's another example. Your best friend says, do you want to grab a burger after class? You might say, sounds good, or sure, let's do it. Both are casual and friendly. If your manager invited you to lunch, you might say, that sounds great. Notice how we naturally choose different words depending on who we're talking to.
Let's practice one more time. Imagine someone speaks too quickly and you don't understand. Would you rather say, what? Or, could you say that again, please? Both will probably get the message across, but the second one sounds much more polite and respectful.
Politeness isn't about using difficult English. It's often about choosing softer, friendlier expressions. Small changes like adding please, saying I appreciate it, or using could you instead of can you can make a huge difference in everyday conversations.
Here's your final speaking challenge. I'm going to give you 5 words. Coffee, airport, friend, meeting, birthday. Choose any 3 of those situations and create one sentence using one of today's 25 phrases. For example, coffee, sounds good, let's meet at the cafe, or meeting, that works for me. Now it's your turn. Say your sentences out loud.
And don't stop there. Write one of your sentences in the comments below. Reading your examples is one of our favorite parts because everyone uses English a little differently, and your sentence might inspire another learner to practice too.
Remember, fluency doesn't come from memorizing hundreds of grammar rules. It comes from using simple phrases again and again until they become automatic. Every conversation is another chance to improve. Every mistake is another lesson. And every sentence you speak brings you one step closer to confidence.
Exactly. Keep practicing these expressions in real conversations while texting friends or even by speaking to yourself for a few minutes each day. The more often you use them, the more natural they'll feel. One final section is coming up next, where we'll review everything you've learned today, share a few last tips, and send you off ready to use these 25 everyday English phrases with confidence. And don't forget, real conversations matter much more than perfect grammar.
What an amazing lesson we've had today. If you've stayed with us from beginning to end, you've just added 25 practical English phrases to your everyday toolkit. These aren't expressions you'll only see in textbooks. They're phrases people use while chatting with friends, talking to coworkers, ordering food, traveling, asking questions, and handling everyday situations. That's exactly the kind of English that helps you feel confident.
Let's do one final review together. Today we focused on 3 main ideas. First, we learned everyday phrases that help you respond naturally in conversations, like sounds good, I'm not sure, and no worries. Second, we practiced expressions that keep conversations moving, such as that's a good point. Could you say that again? And we'll see. Finally, we explored polite, friendly phrases like take your time, that works for me, and I appreciate it, which can make your English sound warmer and more natural.
Here's something we really want you to remember. You don't have to use all 25 phrases tomorrow. In fact, don't even try. Instead, choose 3 or 4 expressions that you like the most. Practice them this week. Use them when you text someone in English, speak with a friend, join an online class, or even while talking to yourself. Small, consistent practice always beats trying to learn everything at once.
And here's a question we'd love for you to answer. Which of today's 25 phrases do you think you'll use first, and in what situation? Share your answer in the comments below. We read your comments every week, and it's always inspiring to see learners from around the world helping and encouraging each other.
Before we say goodbye, here's one last challenge. Tomorrow, have a short conversation in English, even if it's only 1 minute long. Use at least 3 of today's phrases. Don't worry about speaking perfectly. Focus on communicating your ideas clearly and naturally. Every conversation is another step toward fluency.
If today's lesson helped you, please give this video a thumbs up, share it with a friend who's learning English, and subscribe to Fluent English so you never miss a new lesson. We create practical videos to help you speak with more confidence, improve your vocabulary, and understand how English is really used in everyday life.
Thank you so much for spending your time with us today. We're proud of the effort you're making, and we hope you're proud of yourself too. Learning a language isn't always easy, but every phrase you practice and every conversation you have brings you closer to your goal. Keep showing up, keep speaking, and most importantly, keep believing in yourself.
Thanks for learning with us today. Keep practicing, keep speaking out loud, and remember, confidence grows one conversation at a time. Take care, stay curious, keep improving your English every day, and see you next time.